in 5 minutes continue our series about the sacraments of the church, and we are speaking for several weeks about the sacrament of matrimony or marriage. And today I'd like to speak to you about the engagement. What is the engagement? And if it is a sacrament, if it is necessary, or what is the story? As you all know that the engagement precedes, means before, the sacrament of matrimony. But it is not a sacrament. The engagement is not a sacrament. That's why if the couple want to break the engagement, they can, and it is not a sin, because it is not a sacrament. So what is engagement? Engagement is a voluntary agreement. Voluntary agreement resulting from a pure and holy love between a man and a woman who accept to marry each other willingly. Who accept to marry each other willingly. In this case, the man is called a fiancé, and also the woman called a fiancée. The difference between the two in the word is only when you write it. There is an extra E for the woman or for the lady. How the engagement should take place. That is what we're going to speak about today and maybe next week. The engagement must be legal. What is the meaning of legal? Legal means it has to take place between a Christian, Orthodox, adult, male and female. Again, 3 categories has to be there for the engagement in the Orthodox Church to be legal. They have to be Christian, they have to be Orthodox, both of them, and they have to be adult. The word adult mean, as we said last time about the age of marriage, the legal age of marriage for the man is 18 years old, and for the female is 16 years old. That is the minimum. It's not a must, but it's the minimum. So the church, if a couple, let us say 17 and 15, come to Abuna and say, we want to get married, Abuna, no, I can't. Because this is not the minimum age for marriage. Now, the engagement, most of the time the couples are from the same church or from the same town or from the same country. What if one of them or both of them are not from the church or from the country or from the diocese of each other? One from Egypt and one from Jersey City, for example. What Abuna should do? If Abuna doesn't know one of them or both of them, he has to ask from them or from one of them what we call a certificate of recommendation for marriage. أو بنسميه بالعربي خلو الموانع. احنا لسه بنتكلم في الخطوبة. If the priest doesn't know one or both of the couple, he has to ask for certificate of recommendation for marriage from their priest or the father of confession. Why he has to ask for this? To prove to him, to prove to the priest who's gonna pray for the engagement or the marriage, to prove to him that there is no previous marriage had taken place for any of the couple. After the priest being completely sure of the information written in the recommendation for marriage, in the certificate, Abuna start to write and signs an official certificate of engagement in the presence of the couple. يعني ما ينفعش نخطب overseas. ما ينفعش. There is no contract has to be signed unless the couple are in front of Abuna. So in the presence of the couple and witnesses. And also witnesses. Most of the time, the witnesses are the parents of both the male and the female. Somebody will ask, Abuna, how many days, how many months, how many years should the engagement take place before we get married? Actually, the church put a minimum amount of days. Put a minimum amount of days, which is 40 days before marriage. So, if the couple don't have a certificate of engagement before the marriage, 40 days before the marriage, it's a problem. Because at least we want to get them know each other in those 40 days. Someone will say 40 days is short time. What about the maximum time for the engagement? Actually, the church didn't put a specific amount of time for the duration of engagement, but it comes with the experience that the church always recommend and suggest and advise the couple that the engagement should not exceed 1 year. So we have a limitation here from 40 days to 1 year. 40 days to 1 year. Why? Why the church, it is so important for the church to decide for the couple about the time of engagement? Again, from the experience of the church and the fathers of the church, they saw that more than a year, problems might arise. Problems might arise. And if the problems arise, it will result in the engagement breakup. So the church always recommend its children to have it in the time between 40 days and 1 year, the engagement period. Unless there is a special circumstances or an emergency or that has a special way to deal with it. But in the norm, the engagement should be from 40 days to 1 year. Next time, God willing, we're going to speak about why we have the engagement, although it is not a sacrament, why the church recommend the couple to engage and have this period of time with each other. And we're going to know also next time something about what happened during the prayer of the engagement. There is certain things happening and we want to know why the church prepare it like that or arrange it like that. So next time, God willing, we're going to speak about, continue our talk about engagement. I'd like just to congratulate each one of you for the good news that we heard from Egypt, and you notice that we have a zaffa in the church today for the newly canonized saints in the church. In the last meeting of the Holy Synod, there was a very nice surprise for each Copt in the world, and we thank His Holiness Pope Tawadros and the Holy Synod for canonizing. Canonizing means make it official. Canonizing the saintlyhood of Pope Kyrillos VI, and also for the Archdeacon Habib Girgis. البابا كيرلس السادس أعلنوا قداسته، يعني بقى قديس. وأيضا الأرشدياكون حبيب جرجس أعلنوا قداسته، يعني بقى قديس. يعني إيه بقى قديس؟ يعني ممكن دلوقتي نسمي مذابح باسمهم، ممكن دلوقتي نسمي كنايس باسمهم، ممكن دلوقتي نرسم كهنة بأسمائهم. يعني طبعا اسم كيرلس ده معروف جدا، بس اسم حبيب جرجس ما كانش معروف وما كانش بيطلق على أي كاهن. دلوقتي ممكن أي كاهن يبقى اسمه أبونا حبيب جرجس. This is a very good news for all of us, and we are so joyful for this news. In addition, for the joy of the feast of the Pentecost, which is tomorrow, we congratulate all of you, and glory be to God forever and ever.